a simple area and start populating it with assets. All right, good. Next step, create a new level. Next, we will create a new level that we will use to build our game environment in. While there are several different ways in which you can create a new level, we will use the file menu method, which will present us with level selection options. Alright, cool. Inside Unreal Editor, click the file menu option and select new level. File, new level, cool, alright. This will open the new level dialog window. Above the default level includes some of the commonly used assets for constructing levels. There's also a VR basic level, which includes some assets for constructing levels with the VR editor. Well, we're too poor. Basically, we're too poor for VR, so no VR for us. An empty level is a completely blank level with no assets. For the purposes of this guide, we are going to start from scratch with a completely blank slate. Click the empty level to select it. Well, that's ambitious. Let's start with nothing. Select content, sure, say it's content, say, alright, well, it's a new level, it's a black screen. So this is what, this is intimidating. This is so philosophy time. If you are into like content creation on the computer, this is what you start with, right? You start with nothing. And everything you want in this virtual world that you're creating, you have to make yourself. So you start with the black screen and you create stuff. And I forgot his name. What is his name? Anyway, so this is I forgot the philosopher's name. So this is not my idea. I just forgot the guy I copied it from. So I'm not gonna take credit for it. But if let's say you're making something in the real world. In the real world, there's usually light. Well, I mean, if it's daytime, there's light. If it's nighttime, then you have artificial lighting. I'm looking at the light in my room right now. So in the real world, like when you place an object in the real world, it will cast a shadow because there's already light. And also, you know, if you have a piece of paper, usually the piece of paper is white. And when you sketch, like you take a pencil or charcoal and you sketch on the piece of paper, you are drawing the shadows, right? Because the pencil is dark, or the charcoal is dark, and so in the real world, what you have often is a blank canvas which is white, or a blank piece of paper which is white, or mostly white. And then when you draw on it, you're drawing the shadows, you're drawing the dark bits. Whereas in the computer, you notice that the screen is black, and in the computer you start with blackness and you add the white bits to it. So if I just go, say, a cube. So you see how I put a white thing into the black emptiness. So it's the opposite. So when you're in the computer, it's the opposite thing. So instead of having a white piece of paper and you draw the shadows, in the computer you start with a black empty void and then you add white objects to it, which is strange. It's also intimidating. I said intimidating earlier because there's nothing there. Like, you know, in the real world, you take a piece of paper and you draw on it, but you're surrounded by the real world, and so it's like you're taking things from the environment and making a thing. So you're reshaping things in the real world into other things. So it's not like you're creating things from nothing. But in this digital world, you're literally creating things from nothing, which is a strange concept that it only applies in virtual worlds like this. You kind of create stuff out of nothing, like you have an empty universe. And anyway, that's a philosophical thing you might want to think about. But you know, this is like games like Minecraft, for example. Games like Minecraft will have you play in a world and you pick up dirt blocks from the world and you place them. So a game would not be this intimidating. Like, a game would seldom give you a blank slate to start with. The game will give you a game world or a game level, and then you manipulate the game world which is less intimidating than this. Anyway, I don't know what point I'm trying to make, but this notion that you create stuff out of nothing is very on the one hand it's intimidating, on the other hand it's almost kind of godlike, because God apparently created the universe out of nothing, and in this kind of digital environment you are asked to do a similar thing. Maybe a little bit of hubris going on. Anyway, let's go back to the tutorial. End result, the end result, you created a void. That's not the end, come on. The level will be created and ready to populate with visual and gameplay related assets to construct our playable environment. Well, the end result is that we have a void, a blank void. In the next step, we'll begin adding assets and building out our environment. Good, that's good news. That's good news. Alright, next step. In this step, we will begin placing actors, which are things like lights and geometry, for example, into our empty level. We will cover the two most common ways of adding actors to the level, one of which is through the place mode, and the other is through the content browser. After you're completing this step, you will know how to place actors inside your own levels, and can begin manipulating those actors to create your environment. Sweet. In the Modes panel, with Place Mode enabled, click BSP category and select the box. BSP is... I forgot. I forgot what BSP is. BSP is... primitive. It's something BSP. I forgot what it is. BSP is... No, it's not any of those things. It's not any of those things. Oh, come on. BSP... computing. BSP is... That's not it. BSP box synchronous. No, that's not what it is. BSP level editor. BSP is I forgot what it's called. I mean, Google doesn't know either, apparently. What is BSP? Binary space partitioning, that's right. Wow. It's binary. Anyway, it's what it is. You can read this if you want to. Binary space partitioning is basically an efficient way to make spaces in video games. Let's see, BSP. Left click and drag the box into the viewport. Alright, let's BSP this box in here. Alright, we don't have BSP. Geometry? Is geometry BSP? What's the difference between this and this? Okay, well, camera rig crane, lights, visual effects, geometry volumes, QZ volume, light mass character indirect detail volume. That's a very specific volume. Okay, I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be this is the BSP. I just put that there. All right, we have a box. Upon releasing the mouse button, the box will be added to the level. Nice, sweet. We have spiral stair, curved stair BSP, linear stair BSP, cone, cylinder, and sphere BSPs. I wonder why. Wait a minute. I wonder why they changed it to geometry. I guess they figured nobody needs to know what BSP is. Maybe everyone was like asking, "What is BSP?" And they're like, "You don't need to know. You don't need to know what BSP is. We just call it geometry now." It's just math. Math. You know, math. Don't worry about it. With the box still selected in the Details panel, the lower right window of the editor, set location and rotation all to 0. Okay. Set the scale to 44.1. Alright. So we're putting it in the middle of the space. And then we're making it wide and thin. Alright, so we've put it's a floor, basically, is what the BSP is. Brush. That's really interesting because the other template didn't have any brushes. I wonder if this is obsolete or not. I mean, in the past, brushes were more efficient than static meshes. So what happens is, I mean, brushes are simpler, but also more efficient. So if you make a level filled with brushes, it's easier to render, and so you get less lag and you get like less frame rate drops than if you use a lot of static meshes. Static meshes tend to be more difficult to render, and therefore if you make an entire level filled with static meshes, then it's more difficult for the game engine to deal with. It might not matter anymore because modern computers are fast, so this might not be an issue anymore. It used to be that you build almost all your level with brushes, as it were. I remember back when I was before university even, which is a long time ago now. I was playing with the Hammer editor that made Half-Life, the first Half-Life, not the second Half-Life, and I made a lot of stuff just using brushes, and it encourages you to use more brushes because brushes were efficient. I don't actually remember if there were static meshes in Half-Life. There must have been. Maybe there weren't though. Maybe there weren't static meshes. Anyway, so brushes are recommended in the past. I don't know if it matters anymore. Alright, we will use this as the floor in which the player can walk around on. Nice. In the Modes panel, select Lights tab and then drag and drop a directional light onto the level on top of the floor. Okay, we're just going to dump a light on top of the floor. Lights directional, dump it on top of the floor. There you go. Well, now there's shadows. The shadows are pitch black because there's no skylight, if you're wondering what's going on there. So if you go to wireframe, I mean it's still there, but the edges are black now because the light is in the middle, and so it's casting shadows. Actually, it's angled. So on this side you can see that side is lit up, but that side is not. Alright, cool. On the translation tool, click and drag the Z-axis gizmo up away from the surface of the floor. Alright, so we're going to put the light above the floor, not straight on it. I don't think it matters, because the directional light basically is the entire scene is lit from that direction. I mean, I guess on like from that direction there on the screen, but it doesn't. So where this icon is, I don't think actually matters because it's just the entire scene is lit in that direction. But it's easy to see, of course, if it's not in the ground, right? If the directional light becomes unselected, you can reselect it by left-clicking on the level viewport. Alright, good. In the Modes panel, select the Visual Effects tab and drag and drop an atmospheric fog onto the level. Alright, well, we're just gonna put some fog in. Fog. Atmospheric fog, or I get fogged. Whoa, foggy. Okay. Well, I mean, it looks cool. There's a... Oh, wait. Why is the sun down there? Is that the sun? Why is the sun down there? Anyway, look, there's fog now. Well, that was easy. How to create a visually stunning atmospheric effect. You just kind of drag it into the scene. Well, it's good that Epic Games have done all the math for us and just put all this math into an icon. And so you just kind of put the icon in the scene and you have this beautiful horizon. Well, that was easy. So, whatever I was saying about the blackness of the universe and the fact that you start with a void that you must fill with your own efforts, well, you're just gonna drag atmospheric fog into it, and you're done. And then you have a beautiful, implied, but still beautiful horizon in your level now. That was quite easy. I mean, anyone can do it. Anyone can do it. Just drag this one. Ah, good, nice. The atmospheric fog actor will add a basic sky to the level, and the level will become illuminated instead of dark. I noticed that tutorial. Thank you for explaining what has happened to us, tutorial. I did notice that it added a sky to the level, and it is now illuminated instead of dark. That was easy. I can't believe how easy that was. You know what? Just for that, I'm just going to highly recommend Unreal Engine 4 to any aspiring game designers out there. Just from that, just put a sky in. If you're worried about the lack of sky, if there's not enough sky in your life, just drag the atmospheric fog into your level and you'll have more sky in your life, just like that. In the mode panel, on the basic tab, drag and drop a player start into the level. Sure. Alright, basic. Players are basic, is basically what the game's trying to tell us. Did that just snap onto the floor? Is that what happened? No, other one. It just snaps onto the floor. Hold on. What if I just move it? You can kind of move it up and down. But wait. No, but it snapped to the floor last time. I think it snapped to the floor. I don't know. Anyway. From the modes panel, in the volumes tab, drag and drop a light mass importance volume into the level. It's so, the name of it is so arcane, right? It's like, what is that? What is a light mass importance volume? What does that even mean? English. The light mass importance volume, if you're asking, is used to control and concentrate lighting and shadowing effects within the volume. When placing the light mass importance volume in the level, the default size of the volume does not cover our playable area, so we need to scale it up. Concentrate lighting and shadowing effects within the volume. Actually, I want to see what happens, right? Because like you can do all sorts of wacky stuff, because imagine if you make a level but you only put the light mass importance volume on like half of it. So then half the level has shadows and half the volume doesn't? Is that what it means? So half the level doesn't have shadows? Wouldn't that be cool? Can we do that? Or can we like have multiple light mass volumes? And then you walk the shadows and then there's no shadows and then there's shadows and then there's no shadows. You're just walking through the level and it's like, where did my shadow go? Wouldn't that be cool? Alright, let me go light mass volumes. Somewhere. Light mass importance volume. There. Although it's apparently not. Oops. Apparently it's not big enough. Inside the level viewport, press R to switch to the scale tool. I don't like the hotkeys too much, because like hotkeys you can forget. Buttons you usually don't forget. So I'm the kind of, even though hotkeys are often more efficient, I often prefer not to use hotkeys, because I mean if you use Unreal Editor your whole life and like your full-time job is to use Unreal Editor, then sure, use the hotkeys. But if you're the kind of person who switches between programs all the time, then you end up trying to remember like a dozen sets of different hotkeys. Like R in this program does this, but in the next program does something else, and the next program does something else, then you get confused, right? So if you're the kind of person who uses a lot of different types of programs, then you don't want to hotkey too much. Anyway, we're gonna scale, which is this button. So I'm gonna learn the buttons instead of learning the hotkeys, right? Click and drag the white box in the center of the scale tool so that the light mass importance volume encapsulates the floor. Sure. Scale it up until it covers the whole thing. Right, I think this works. Maybe a bit bigger. Although I should probably move it to the center, right? Let me just move that to the center. Alright, so now the light mass importance volume. Oh wait, no, not on this side. My bad, not on this side. Let me just move that this way. Alright, so now the box covers the entire floor. Great. Nice. The atmosphere. This thing. Or is it visual effects? Atmospheric fog. That is so funny to me. That is you just create the entire universe basically. It's like, oh, you have a black void. How can we create a reality? Just put this in. Oh, you have this horizon, and you have a skylight, and you have a sun now. Wow, amazing. Just have the entire reality put in one button. Oh, that's so funny. That's just so funny to me. Like you don't have to make a sky. I mean, you should, but you don't have to make a sky sphere. You don't have to make a sky box. You don't really have to make skylight. You just kind of put it in. Inside the content browser, under Content, Starter Content, Props, drag and drop the SM table round into the level. Why is it called SM table round? That's what I want to know. Try to place the table in the center of the floor using the Move tool. Alright. So, Content, Starter Content. Oh, well, I mean, it's nice that they wait, architecture, hold on. So props, right? SM table round, this thing. Wow, they tell you it's got 4,320 triangles, guys. Approximate size, collision prism, primitive, collision prims. I'm not, what's that supposed to abbreviate for? Anyway, one level of detail, sections and collision, default collision block or resource size. Alright, so wait, what? Your frame rate has been under 10 FPS for 94% of the past 30 seconds. Do you want to apply reduced quality settings? And then it's got, wait, really? Is it? No, it's not. Why? Not only because I'm in this, right? I just lagged. Is that what happened? Anyway, I'm gonna put that table. Lighting needs to be rebuilt. One unbuilt object. Alright, well. We need to rebuild the lighting. But we don't really care about that right now. Alright, so I'm gonna put that in the middle of the room. Oh, I think it's because I tabbed out. So if I tab out, the frame rate will drop when it's not focused, I'm pretty sure. Also under Content, Starter Content Prop, drag and drop the SM chair into the level. And then they want us to rotate the SM chair. Rotation to blue axis. Cool story. Alright, so let's do that. SM chair. Let's put the SM chair in. And then they want us to rotate the SM chair until it's like that. Oh, that's cool enough. Alright. And then they just want us to make a scene. Huh. Try adding some lights, props, walls, and a roof found under content, starter content, architecture folder. End result. You should now have a level that is populated with several different actor types from both the mode panel and the content browser. You also have manipulated these actors with the move, rotate, and scale tools. Depending on the actors you place on the final step, you should have something similar to the above. I'm not going to have anything similar to the above. In the next section, you will learn how to edit the actors you've placed in level and customize their properties. Alright, well, good, cool story. So let's go starter content architecture. Floor pillars. What is a pillar? It's just a rectangle. It's just a rectangle. There's not even a... What kind of... Well, it seems kind of lazy, doesn't it? It's just a rectangle. I'm judging the architecture package. Alright, well, there's a column in the corner. Platform, a wall, 400 by 200, 400 by 300. A wall door. Alright, let's put a wall with a door. Okay, there's a door. Well, the player start is there. Let's put this behind a wall with a door here. So the player start is there, and then you walk through the door. Although there's no other wall, so the door doesn't really matter, does it? Let's put a wall with a window. Oops, no, put a wall with a window there, but you know, at a strange angle. Fascinating. Very, very fascinating. Cool. Very abstract. I mean, the door's not feeling very... It's not feeling very well right now. It's got a... It's a little tired is what's going on. The wall's a little tired, right? And so it's kind of leaning on that column right there. What else can we put in here? Audio, blueprints, HDRI, materials, props, shapes. Shapes? What on earth is... What? Trim 90 out, what does that mean? Oh, it's like a wall. Okay, I see. It's a wall trimming. Okay, I see. Look at this. And so you just put that at the base of your walls. Hold on, let me come over here and just rotate blue by 90 degrees. Well, I mean, it's not really correct. Anyway, I'm gonna move the wall trimming over there. Wait, where'd it go? Why did I do that? Hold on, undo. Alright, move that there. Alright, I'm gonna move the wall trimming here at the base of this wall, which makes sense if you think about it, to have that there. And then this one, we'll move this one until it's like lined up with that. That doesn't make sense. This makes sense, this doesn't, but interesting. We have wall trims. Starter content, props. What is this stuff? Oh, we have bushes. Oh, let's put a rock in here. Oh, that's a handsome rock. The rock also has a bush on it. Let me just quickly like move that there. What are we looking at? Alright, the bush is on top of the rock. Sure, that makes sense. And then ceiling light, SM statue, couch. Let's go ceiling light. Where is the ceiling light? And okay, let's put it, move it up, and we're gonna rotate it that way, and then that way, and then we're gonna move it into the rock. There you go. So there's a ceiling light just sticking out of the rock there. Very abstract, very interesting. Don't we want more lights? So we want a point light source there, pretty much. Let's move it a little bit closer to the... Hold on, let me just make sure this is in the right place. I say that as though it's important that this ceiling light sticking out of the rock is realistic. Let's make sure it's in the right place, guys. Seems reasonable. Seems reasonable. I'm thinking the skylight, we should rotate it like this way a little bit. Oh, much better. Much better. There you go. Very good. Very good. But, you know what though? Let me go take this and this and this. This I think is better off like that. And then let me just move that way. Maybe it's too close here. There you go. And the player start, I think we should like move. No, that's the wrong one. Bad size. Actually, no. Player start. Let me move the player start this way. Okay, good, good. Very abstract. I like how this is going. I like how this is going. All right, good. I think that looks good. I think that's great. Very good. All right, next step. Editing placed actors. Oh, now they tell us to change the directional lighting. With several different actors placed inside our level, the next step involves editing actor properties, which can change the look or the way the actor functions in the level, giving us a more customized looking level. We'll start with editing the properties of our directional light actor, then shift our focus to applying materials to some of the static mesh actors that you have placed in your level. Once you have finished this step, you have seen where to access and modify the properties of actors so that you can begin editing and experimenting with different settings inside your own levels. Alright, select the directional light actor by left-clicking on it in the viewport. Alright, directional light actor, you. Nope, no you. In the details panel, under the lights category, enable atmosphere sunlight. What? Who? Wait, what? Hold on. Directional light? What? Light? Atmosphere sunlight. Intensity, color, and direct lighting intensity, atmosphere sunlight. Oh, it's hidden inside that. Okay, well, it's inside here, guys. Found it. Alright, so we make this the atmosphere sunlight, and now the sun has gone up there. There's an automatic sun. You don't... The sun is automatic. You just say that this is the sun, and it puts the sun in the sky there. Amazing. Although I actually would rather this to be lower. So what if I... hold on. World... Okay, local. So I'm gonna just make the sun lower in the sky, if you don't mind. Oh, very dramatic and melancholy. Maybe a little too melancholy. late afternoon, late summer afternoon. Although, I mean, it makes this redundant though, doesn't it, if it's there? What if I swing it around this way? It's probably... no, it's still redundant. Alright, let's just leave it at that. It makes this light completely redundant, I believe. Alright, let's just continue. So you make it atmosphere sunlight, and it becomes the sun. Depending on the rotation of your directional light actor, the sky color will change, and if you rotate the viewport around, you'll see that the sun now aligns with the directional light actor. This is a real-time process, so you can rotate the directional light actor, press E to switch to rotation mode, and the sky will change color from night, sunrise, daytime, and sunset. It just generates the entire atmosphere in 2 buttons. Amazing. I'm just thinking like how difficult this stuff was back when I was using like 3D modeling software to try and get the sun into 3D Studio Max. It's just it took so much work. And now there's just 2 buttons in this. Well, good on you, Epic Games. Good on you guys for making this so easy. Next, we will change the material on one of your placed static mesh actors by first selecting it. With your actor selected in the Details panel under Materials, click the drop-down box under Element 0. Okay. And then make it clay brick. In the pop-up window, select the M-Brick Clay New material. Okay. So we want to change one of these things into clay. So M-Basic Wall Textures. Not textures, this one. M-Brick Clay New. Alright, it's a clay brick. Well, it's good that the bricks actually align. Look at that. So the bricks actually align with the object. Isn't that amazing? Isn't that amazing? So well, actually no, the door. It doesn't quite align with the door. That's a shame. It mostly aligns. Never mind. Close enough. Close enough. Don't worry about me. Oh wait, they have a door frame here. Why don't I have door frames? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. They have door frames. Where's my door frame? Props? Oh, door frames. Check it out, there's door frames. Okay, now I have a door frame. Let me just move the door frame into the right position. They're done with. Okay, good. Very interesting. Put that there. All right, door frame. Very surreal, isn't it? Very surreal. Cool. I have a door frame. All actors in your level have many properties for you to adjust inside the Details panel. Explore changing their settings. Try changing the light color of your lights, applying more materials, or changing the scale of the actors in your level. Alright. Well, I think this should really be red. Is what I think. And then this M-Rock. So there's a rock material. I think a shelf material. Well, maybe it's a bit odd. It's not a shelf, is it? Statue? Oh, this is like it's a marble or plastic. Oh, a giant gold nugget. Oh, nice. That's nice. It's a giant gold nugget. Who would have thought? The column. The column can be hewn stone, which I'm not sure about, to be honest. And this sad wall can be checkerboard tiling. Sure. It's a little morbid. Great, we're done. You have seen how to apply materials to static mesh actors in your level, as well as how to assess the properties of an actor. After experimenting with various properties, your sample level should start to resemble the image above and look more complete. It should start to resemble the image above. Well, yes. Yes, I mean, it resembles something. Oh, can I change the floor? Like, do I have materials here? Surface materials. Oh, let's just make this, let's make this, what should we make this? Moss. Alright, it's a mossy floor. Although it's kind of too big, isn't it? How do I, oh, scale. Why is it 4? What do I make it like a 1 and 1? Alright, it's a mossy floor. In fact, maybe it's too big even. Let me make this like 0.2 and 0.2. Is that changing anything? It is changing stuff, right? I wasn't paying attention. Alright, anyway, continue. Feel free to continue changing the various properties of each actor in your level. When you are ready, proceed to the next step where we'll run through the build process, which will update the settings in our level. Alright, next step. Running the build process. By now, you may have noticed the preview panels, the preview labels in the shadows and the light leaking under the walls, I suppose. This is because all the lights in the scene are static and use pre-computed or baked lighting. Wait, all the lights in the scene are static and use pre-computed or baked lighting, alright, which has not been calculated yet. The preview text is there to remind you that what you are seeing in your viewport currently is not what you'll see in the game. In this step, we'll go through the build process, which will build all levels, pre-compute lighting data and visibility data, generate any navigation networks, and update all brush models. Oh, that's ambitious. We will also take a look at light quality settings inside of the build options, which we can use to adjust the quality of our lighting when it's built. Cool. Steps. Click build option. This will, under lighting quality, choose production setting. Okay, so you can have like preview, medium, high, and production. This will give us the highest quality lighting, but it's the slowest in terms of computation time and will increase the time it takes to build the game. Our level is small, so it should not impact us too much, but keep this in mind when you're working on larger levels, as you may want to leave it on a mid-low level setting while creating your level and switching it to production on a final pass at your level. Alright, so when you're testing, don't have it on the maximum settings. Alright, build lighting quality production. Alright, wait for the build to complete. I'm just going to click that build. 47%, build progress. One error. Oops. What's the error? Maps need lighting rebuild. Wait, didn't I do that? I'm doing that right now, aren't I? I'm literally doing it right now. Okay, done. Map check complete, 0 error, 0 warnings. Nice, thanks. Thank you. You will see the progress on the lower right corner of the Unreal Editor as seen in the image above. Once the build process is completed, the level lighting will update, giving you a better indication of the final result. From the main toolbar, click the play button to play in the editor. WASD and mouse to turn the camera and fly around your level. End result, okay, let me just do that first. So now we have baked in the shadows and the lighting. And it's interesting. We can play. I mean, oh, we can fly through the floor and think. Oh, we can't fly through the floor, but we can do that, right? So there's like a there's a gold nugget in the corner there, and We sit on the chair with our backs to the sun. What does that mean? I just You don't have to answer because it's a trick question. What does that mean? The answer is doesn't mean anything. But if you want to pretend to be interesting, then you can try to answer what it means. Alright, great. And stop. Alright, at this point you should have built the level lighting and previewed your game with the play in the editor feature. Each of the steps leading up to this point have been aimed at getting you quickly up to speed on how to perform the most common actions when constructing levels inside the Unreal Editor. In the next step, you'll be given some examples of how you can take this sample level and build upon it using the methods that were provided throughout the course of this guide. Also, additional links to more detailed documentation related to the topics covered in this guide are provided, which will serve as reference when constructing levels on your own. Next step. On your own! Oh no! Okay, using the methods that were provided during the course of this guide, try to do the following on your own. Well, I mean, you can suggest to me, but I don't have to do what you say. Change the lighting of the level to a moonlit night scene. Change the lighting of the level to a moonlit night scene. Why? I can do that actually. Let me just do that. So I just rotate this, right? I literally just take that, put it under the ground. Is the moon there? Is the moon there? Alright, well, I don't know, is the moon... It's nighttime. I'm not sure if it's moonlit though. So how do I actually... Atmosphere, sunlight... So how would I change it into a moon? A night scene? I mean, this is night, but is it moonlit? It's not really moonlit, is it? Atmospheric sunlight. I guess I can just turn down the intensity. Is also another way I can do it. So if I take this and I go intensity 10, what if I make this intensity 1? Or like intensity 0.2, or like intensity 0.1, intensity 0.01. Oh, to that, my bad. Point 0.03. Up to that 0.05. Well, 0.06. I mean, it's kind of maybe 0.03. 0.03 is probably too dark. 0.04? Nope, 0.05? It seems too bright. 0.05 seems too bright. .04 seems too bright. I don't really, I'm not sure. Anyway, 0.03. I mean, we can do that. That's something we can do. Alright, cool. Add another room attached to the first room. You're making assumptions. You're assuming I already have a room. You're assuming I have one room, when in fact I don't. So you can take your room and shove it. That's what I'm gonna say. On the attached room, try to make it elevated and join them with stairs. Nah. Add some bushes or couch shelves in the front door. Add different kinds of lights with different colors. Use different materials and some of your actors. I mean, we know how to do this stuff. This is just practice, right? We do know how to do that stuff. For more information on topics covered in this quick start guide and across the entire editor, see the Unreal Editor menu. I've got that already. Well, maybe we don't. Level editor, viewports, editor modes, content browser, details panel, light mass. Let me just see what light mass is. Lighting quick start guide. Did I have that or not? And we're done. Alright, we're done with this one.